Good day everyone, we are from Group 2 and we are here to present our research proposal titled The Correlation Between English Comprehension and Mathematics Performance Among Filipino SEA Students at Holy Angel University. Now, let us introduce ourselves and our roles in this research.
I am Vincenzo Luis R. Simeon. I helped in making our background of the study and presented it along with our research design and data gathering.
I am Eliza Rian S. Raimundo and we are from AE-102. I make the statement of the problem and hypothesis. I also help in making the appendix and data gathering. And lastly, I presented the significance of the study, the ethical consideration, and the respondents.
I am John K. De Almano from AE-102. I made the PowerPoint and data gathering procedure, and I also helped in making the presentation video.
I am Toji Sikuan. I made the research instrument, data analysis, and appendix. I also helped in the background of the study, significance of the study, conceptual framework, data gathering, and for the overall technicalities of the paper. I presented the hypothesis, statement of the problem, sampling procedure, and the data analysis.
Hi everyone, I am Cruz John Emmanuel D. from AE-102 and I helped contributed in the intro, specifically in the conceptual framework, and I also did the video part.
I'm Carabini P. Marina from 1AE-102. For this research, I was the one who worked on our PowerPoint presentation and editing to make sure everything was clear. I also helped in creating our research design and took part in identifying our respondents.
For our introduction, we have the background of the study, significance of the study, the hypothesis, a statement of the problem, and the conceptual framework. Numerous studies, including those by Akin, Diaz-Rowe, Bunan, Espinas and Foots, Galang, and Saking-Gingaw, have shown that students' English comprehension strongly influence their mathematical performance. These works highlight that difficulties in understanding the language of word problems often lead to errors in solving them, while higher reading and language proficiency consistently correlate with better outcomes in mathematics. Although existing research confirms this relationship across various contexts, fewer studies have examined its impact on specialized fields such as engineering and architecture, which the present study seeks to address.
Significance of the study. This study is important because it looks at how a student's English skills may affect their performance in math. Many math problems are written in English, so students need to understand the language to solve them correctly. The result of this study can help teachers and schools create better plans to improve both English and mathematics skills at the same time. This can lead to better learning and better grades for students. Also, if you want to know what problems SEA students at Holy Angel University face when it comes to English and math, by knowing these problems, we can suggest solutions that can help them to do better in schools. Beneficiaries of the study. This study will benefit different groups. First, students. They will understand how important English comprehension when it comes to solving math problems. Second, teachers. They can create better ways of teaching that combine both English and math. Third, the school. Holy Angel University can use the result to improve their programs and give more support to students. And lastly, future researcher. This study can help others who want to do similar research in the future.
For the hypothesis of our researchers, we have null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. For a null hypothesis is there is no significant correlation between English comprehension and mathematics performance among Filipino students at Holy Angel University. For the alternative hypothesis, there is a significant correlation between English comprehension and mathematical performance among Filipino students at Holy Angel University. Next is the statement of the problem. It is to seek the main objective of the research and would contribute to the instrument in a form of questions. By answering these questions, the research would reach the leading hypothesis. The research seeks to answer the following questions. Firstly, what is the demographic profile of students in terms of year level and course program? 2. How do challenges in English comprehension affect the mathematics performance of Filipino college students at Holy Angel University? 3. Do students with higher English comprehension perform better in mathematics? 4. What strategies can improve both English comprehension and mathematics performance of Filipino college students at Holy Angel University? 5th, is there a significant correlation between English comprehension and math performance among Filipino college students at Holy Angel University?
For the conceptual framework, we have input, process, and output. For number 1 in the input, assessing between English comprehension and mathematical performance of say students from Holy Angel University. Number 2 is demographic profile of students in terms of year level, major, and age. Number 3, assessing the English comprehension and mathematical performance. 3.1 is what is the level of performance performed by college students from Holy Angel University in doing English comprehension and mathematical performance. For the process, number 1, we have collection of data through surveys and questionnaires. Number 2, test for significant differences in the perception of the respondents. Number 3, analysis and interpretation of data. For our output is we have the research entitled The Correlation Between English Comprehension and Mathematical Performance Among Filipino SEA Students. 1.1 is we have assessment of the relationship between English understanding and mathematical performance. Number 1.2 is to gain insights on how language proficiency impacts a student's performance. And lastly, number 1.3, recommendations to improve the way of teaching and learning strategies. For our methodology, we have research design, respondents, sampling procedure, research instruments, data gathering, data analysis, and ethical consideration.
For our research design, we will be using a quantitative correlational approach to examine the relationship between English comprehension and mathematics performance among Filipino SEA students at Holy Angel University. Unlike an experimental design where variables are manipulated, correlational research simply observes and measures existing conditions. In this case, we will collect numerical scores for both English comprehension and mathematics performance, then analyze them statistically to see if there is an association. The goal is not to prove cause and effect, but to identify trends showing whether higher comprehension levels are linked with better math proficiency, providing evidence-based insights into how language skills can influence academic performance.
For our respondents, in our study, the respondents will be students from the School of Engineering and Architecture at Holy Angel University, specifically those in their 1st to 5th years. We selected these students because they are enrolled in both English and mathematics courses as part of their regular curriculum. These courses are essential for their academic development, and we believe that students in these years have solid foundation in both subjects. By focusing on this group of students, we can better understand the potential correlation between their English comprehension skills and their performance in mathematics.
For our research, we will use purposive sampling, a method where participants are intentionally selected to meet the objectives of the study. In this case, only SEA students who are officially enrolled and have either completed or still taking both math and English subjects will be invited. For the data collection, researchers will conduct an online survey. This approach was selected because it is convenient, easily accessible to the respondents, and allows the researchers to gather enough responses while staying within the target population. Okay.
The researchers will use online surveys to collect data for the study through Google Forms. Surveys can be created easily and answered more efficiently by the respondents. This approach also ensures data is collected and organized in a systematic way, avoiding the issues often faced with traditional paper surveys.
For our data gathering, we will be using an online survey questionnaire through Google Forms. Before the official conduct, we will prepare a request letter, have it validated by our professor, and run a pilot test to make sure the questions are clear and effective. Once finalized, the survey will be distributed using links or QR codes, with terms and conditions included to ensure confidentiality and honesty with the respondents. We will be using purposive sampling, where the respondents are carefully chosen to fit the study. After collecting the responses, we will organize and process the data. then use tables and charts to analyze the correlation between English comprehension and mathematical performance. From this analysis, we will draw our conclusions and provide recommendations based on the findings.
Now, for the data analysis, the proposed research looks at the relationship between English comprehension and mathematical performance among Filipino college students. Specifically, it aims to see whether students' ability to understand English affects how well they perform in math. To gather data, we'll be using closed-ended surveys answered by selected CS students at Holy Angel University. Participation is voluntary and confidentiality will be assured with clear terms and conditions. Once the responses are collected, the data will be analyzed statistically using tables and charts to test whether the significant correlation between the two hypothesis variables.
Ethical consideration. For our study, we will follow strict ethical guidelines to ensure the safety and rights of all participants. Before collecting any data, we will ask for their consent and make sure they fully understand the purpose of the study. We will also emphasize the participation is entirely voluntary and they can choose to take part or withdraw at any time without facing any negative consequences. To protect the privacy of participants, the study will keep their information confidential and anonymous. No personal details like names or student numbers will appear in the final report. All responses will be given a code, safely stored, and only the researchers and teacher in charge will have access to them. This approach ensures that all participants are treated respectfully and ethically throughout the research process.